been on my mind. Sick and tired of the 9 to 5 in the city light. Hey, darling, we could get out of town, see the beautiful world around, wanna see it now. Pack our bags and get in that car, leave a little note and we'll drive real far.
Good morning, friends. It is Friday morning. We have a lot of different stuff going on today. I still have not filed my insurance claim on my van from the tornado, and I've got to get that done. So I've got to do that because I have a lot of hail damage like all over this van. So I need to get that done. We're gonna get school in. We have spelling test today. Breakfast, what am I gonna do? Probably pancakes or something. I have no actual plan, but probably pancakes. And then for lunch, I'm actually going to grab lunch with a friend because I'm already going to be in town on my insurance stuff. Dinner, we are doing oven baked chicken, pasta salad, peas, and ranch beans. So I've got chicken leg quarters thawing out for that, and I've got to get the pasta salad made this morning. I'm gonna actually probably work on that while kids do their independent reading this morning, just get it made up and in the fridge. And then what else do we have going on today? I think that's it. But I'm just gonna get busy, get this day going. It's 4:30. I just took James to work. I think I just said that, but yeah, I just took James to work, stopped and got me a coffee on the way home. Just gonna get inside. It is, hold on, I'll tell you guys. It is ridiculously cold. It's 15 degrees. It was actually 18 when I took him to work. We have a ice storm coming Sunday night, Monday morning, and they're talking about black ice on the roads, power outages, all the not fun things. If we have a power outage, our water will freeze up again, and we literally just got water. So for the last couple days, I have been cycling through laundry since we got our water back the night before last. I've just washed things. I am almost caught up, and then I would like to go ahead and wash some of the kids' bedding. I typically do one person's bedding every day, so like if I do ours on Monday, I do CJ's on Tuesday, Mika's on Wednesday, Penny's on Thursday, James on Friday, Maddie on Saturday, because it just kind of works out that way, and I don't have to do any on Sunday since we have church and stuff. And that way everybody gets their bedding cleaned once a week, and I'm not like piled up with bedding. But last week we didn't have any water, nobody's bedding got washed, so I kind of need to, hopefully before this ice storm. I try to keep on top of things like that because of like dust mites and just allergens, and obviously just, you know, your people and you're sleeping and sweating maybe, and just I try to keep the beds always washed. So I've got to try to get some bedding washed today for some kids. Whoever needs theirs done. I need to do mine as well. But we may or may not actually get to that because I may have to just ride it out and wait till after this ice storm that's coming. I'm not sure. But we also need to go ahead and make sure all the animals have plenty of hay, just because it's that time of year where you just have to stay on top of the hay and the breaking of the ice, and just making sure animals are getting taken care of really well so that nothing gets sick or dies, because I mean sometimes those things happen, especially when it's this cold. Trying to think of what else. Last night when I made spaghetti, I was going to make these salted caramel brownies, and I completely forgot until the dinner was already done, and I didn't want to keep everybody up waiting on me, so I told them I would make those today. So I figure if I put them in the oven when I start the chicken, they'll be done about, I think they have like a 28-minute cook time. So they'll be done and able to cool off before we ever eat dinner, and they'll be ready for dessert tonight. So I'm gonna make those. But other than that, I can't think of anything else that I need to tell you guys. I am ready for spring. I'm ready for a garden. I'm ready to hopefully not get COVID this winter, summer, since COVID hit, I've gotten COVID every July. Usually the last few days of VBS, so I'm sure that's where I'm catching it. And then that has caused me to not be able to keep up with my garden because I get behind on it that week, and then I'm tired and I'm sluggish and I'm just not able to keep up with it. So I am probably going to do a much smaller garden this year, just because I don't want to overwhelm myself or, you know, do all that work and then get sick again. And I mean, I feel like odds are not in my favor, and I probably will end up sick again. And so, you know, I don't want to do all the work and then lose all my work. But I do need to grow a garden. I mean, it sustains my family a lot through the winter and everything else. My first garden here 5 years ago, I put up like 250 jars of pickles. That sounds like a lot, but we're actually almost out of pickles. And every year following, I've made more and just kind of put them in the back and put the old ones towards the front. And we are actually running really low on pickles because the last couple of years, I could not keep up. And the squash bugs just made my life awful. And so I'm going to try to be proactive this year, and I'm going to get neem oil, and I'm going to spray my squash down like every couple days with neem oil and hopefully beat them before they come. But I'm not going to overdo it this year. I might have 1 or 2 zucchini plants, 1 yellow squash plant, maybe 2 cucumber plants. Like, I'm not going to go wild on gardening. I do want at least a whole row of tomatoes though, because I love having fresh canned tomatoes. Maddie will only eat salsa that I make, and as sweet as that is, she is burning through the salsa like none other. A few years ago, that was another thing. We got tons and tons of tomatoes. All the way up until about November, we were getting tomatoes. And when we had hard freeze, we picked 3 or 4 big plastic totes of tomatoes and a whole wagon full of tomatoes. And I had those in the house, in the laundry room, canning tomatoes forever. I made so much salsa, and that girl is burning through it like crazy. She loves salsa, but she will not eat store-bought salsa. She only eats mine, and she doesn't care how spicy I make it. She wants it. And it is pretty often when I film that you'll see her. Everybody else is eating breakfast, she's eating chips and salsa. Everybody else is eating lunch, she's eating chips and salsa. When we eat tacos for dinner, she'll eat 1 taco and then she'll sit there and just fill up on chips and salsa. It's pretty common that even before bed, when it's time for like a snack or dessert before bed, or a piece of fruit, she's like, well, could I just have chips and salsa? And I am burning, like, we are running out of salsa, and so I need to grow some tomatoes, get salsa going, obviously some peppers and stuff. But yeah, so that's kind of where I'm at on the garden thing. I mean, there's things I need and want to grow, but I don't want to overdo it. Ideally, I would even do raised beds, but James doesn't want to deal with raised beds and making raised beds. He said it'd be like an expensive task. I don't know, may look into try to find some like free wood pallets and doing raised beds anyway, but I just don't know. Anyways, I'm gonna get inside. I'm gonna get in there and take me about an hour nap, and then I'm gonna get up. I need to get the kids' paleontology unit into their notebooks. We took forever on school yesterday, and I don't mean that in a bad way. The kids did all of their cooking for a Passover meal, and then we read the lesson on Passover, and we answered all the questions, and then the kids did independent reading. They did their Prodigy math and English. What else did they do? They did their memory verses, they did their spelling, and then by the time we got all that done, it was time for me to go get James from work. And so, I mean, we had a good full day yesterday, but I didn't get done the extra projects I wanted to do. I got my counter cleared off where everybody piles everything. I got my jar to start sourdough starter, and then I never got to it. I never folded the laundry that I've been washing. What else did I not get done? There was something else. I don't remember. Oh, the notebooks. I did not get their notebooks hole punched. And so I need to get that stuff notebooks hole punched and into the little folders for the paleontology unit. And I need to get in contact with the lady for the dance coming up. There's a homeschool dance coming up towards the end of the month. CJ and Mika are both going to it. It's Mika's first dance. And I have emailed her 3 times now about tickets, and I have not heard back. She's usually pretty good about getting back to me for these dances. So I need to get in touch with her and find out what I need to do, because I know I need to fill out like a release and all that, you know, and I need to send her the money, but I can't do any of that if she does not answer my email. So I need to get all that stuff done. I may actually get in contact with her when I'm waiting at the insurance office. That's probably what I'll do, is email her again. Anyways, just trying to think of ways to get things done quicker. I'm gonna get inside, I'm gonna crawl under 2 big comforters, and I'm gonna go sleep for a little bit. So I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. All right, friends, I still have this Grinch pancake mix left over from Christmas, so I went ahead and made that up, and it came with these red and white sprinkles. We're gonna go ahead and use those too and just have a fun January Christmas breakfast going on. And then we're gonna have some sausage links to go with it.
I'm gonna let the sun shine in today. I'm trying to make this darkness go away. I'll paint with colors and I'll sing until my lungs give out. I'm gonna let the sun shine in today, and I will leave my windows open so that I can hear the sound of people.
Okay, hopefully you guys can hear me over my heater. It is making a racket. I need to get it looked at, but I don't know when I'll be able to. Just because I'm in that season of life right now. But it is making a really annoying noise, but it's 20, real field temp of 6 today, and I'm not willing to turn it off. That being said, yeah, I'll just leave it on low. But anyways, I just went to Walmart. I got paper plates, not paper, but styrofoam plates, styrofoam bowls, forks, spoons, napkins, paper towels, crock pot liners, parchment paper, foil. Don't remember what else, but I also got myself 2 sweaters because I actually bought this sweater the other day and it was like $19, and I don't like spending money on myself, but I only have 2 sweaters at home. And finding plus size sweaters that aren't really short is ridiculous. But these are pretty, you know, long, and they're so soft. And I got one because it was $19, like $19.28. And like I said, I do not like spending money on myself. And so I got me one, and I put it on today, and it is just so ridiculously soft and warm, and I love it. But when I went in Walmart today, they were on clearance for $7, so I grabbed 2 more. So I'm gonna be living in some warm, cozy sweaters because we have an ice storm coming and I don't like to be cold. But hopefully I got enough stuff, like disposable stuff, that if we lose power, we're set and I don't have to worry about it. I also grabbed some like wing seasonings. I got like a garlic parm, a buffalo, a Caribbean jerk, and something else. I got 4 of them. So if need be, I can take some like chicken breast and cut them into chicken bites and do like boneless wings with those, and I can air fry them if we hook up the generator, or I can bake them in the oven because we will still have propane oven working. But it's just, that's my thoughts. What else did I get? I think that's it. Oh, I did get the kids some fruit roll-ups. It was like 30 of them for $8, like sour fruit roll-ups. I got that for their snack tub because we do 1 snack a day. I don't like my kids snacking a lot throughout the day because I want them to eat their meals and not fill up on junk. But I also feel like if you don't let them have the things they're craving, that when they're older, they won't know how to regulate their foods. And so I don't want, like, I want them to make a capable decision on what they're snacking on. And so they can have all the fruit and all the veggies they want throughout the day. If they want celery or carrots, actually Bubba, he'll eat baby carrots too, and he'll eat the carrot chips when I get them. But his thing is the big carrots that I get for like making roast and stuff, he eats one of those every single day. I have gotten where instead of getting like the 1 or 2 pound bags, I have to get a 5 pound bag of them if I want some for things, because I'll go in there to make a roast and I'll pull the bag out and they'll have like 1 carrot left. But every single day he takes one, he washes it, and he just walks around and eats it. And he doesn't use like dip or anything. He doesn't peel it. He just eats him a giant carrot. And, you know, I keep apples and oranges and bananas and just all the things on hand, whatever fruit I can, so that they can have any fruit or veggies they want throughout the day. But then they get one snack. And, you know, I try to keep a variety in there. So there's things that are salty, crunchy, sweet, savory, maybe beef jerky, you know, cookies, chips, crackers, animal crackers, fruit roll-ups, suckers, but they only get one thing. And so that way, you know, if there's something they're craving, they should be able to find it in there. And that seems to be working really well. But I try to just kind of always keep a variety and interchange things. I think last time I got a bunch of moon pies at Dollar Tree, and they were like smaller ones, and those worked out really well, and the kids were excited about those. But today I just grabbed some fruit roll-ups. Anyways, I'm gonna get inside and go ahead and get a table. I'm gonna meet my best friend, one of my best friends, for lunch today. She and I grew up together. Her grandpa and my dad were very close until her grandpa passed. And we grew up together. We lived very similar lives, and we spent a lot of our life together. And as adults, we still spend a lot of our life together. She and I try to meet at least a couple times a month for lunch. We try to hang out. We try to get the kids together. You know, we do life together as often as we can. But she does work and have a baby, and she's busy too. And I am at home with 5 kids and homeschooling, and I'm busy. But we try to really put the effort into our life. But anyways, I'm gonna go inside, get us a table so that we can eat lunch here pretty soon, and I'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Good afternoon. It is now 3 o'clock, and I basically wasted my whole afternoon. But is it really wasting it if you're spending it with somebody you love, just enjoying your time? Anyways, Betty and I had a really good lunch. We actually hung out for about 3 hours. We didn't intend on it. We were like, oh, an hour. But no, it ended up being 3 hours. We talked and talked and talked. And then we sat in her car and talked next to my car for a long, long time. And then finally, I just came home. I got my insurance stuff dealt with too. But I'm home, getting ready to do tests with kids. They have spelling tests today. And we're going to find out how everybody does on their spelling test. But I had such a good lunch. And actually, while we were in the parking lot, we called my dad and we were like, look, we want to know, what are the odds that we aren't actually siblings and nobody's telling us? Like, what are the odds? Because we finish each other's sentences, we have the same mannerisms, we make the same life choices, we parallel each other so much that it's insane. And her grandpa raised my dad. And so, like, yes, I mean, obviously there's a lot of like family overlap and things, but it is insane how much alike we are. And so we were like, what are the odds? And he was like, they're not 0. And so we were like, what? We were kind of kidding, Dad. And he was like, I mean, a DNA test wouldn't hurt anybody. And so that was a little weird. But we had a really, really good time together and had a good lunch. We both had the Steven special, which is rice with queso with grilled seasoned chicken on top, and then tortillas. And yeah, but we had a good time. I'm home, and it's cold. It's only 25 degrees. I'm gonna get this stuff inside and we're gonna start spelling test and reading and everything else. James has one more load. He's headed to the city with it, and then he has to get back, get loaded for tomorrow. No, actually today's Friday, so he doesn't have to load for tomorrow. So he'll get back with that load, and then he'll call me to come get him. So we're going to go try to knock out some school and get that done. But my soul needed that. We do not spend enough time together. We used to. Every day we would spend all day every day together. When she wasn't working, we were together 24/7. She wouldn't even go home most of the time. And then when she was working, she would go to work. Like, she would come by my house before work and eat breakfast with us, and then she'd go to work, and then she would come by on her lunch break, and then she'd come back after work, and she would stay through dinner and stuff. And then sometimes she'd stay the night, sometimes she would go home. And like, we for the longest time never spent even 24 hours apart. And so but you know, we're older and adults and life is busy. But yeah, we do not spend enough time together. She's one of my favorite human beings on earth. And we both know each other so well that we know what the other person's going to say, and we know how the other person feels before we ever speak. So it's nice to have that person. But anyways, I'm gonna get inside. It's cold. I noticed this wet spot in the yard, and I just took a little video to show James because, I don't know, it just seems a little bit weird. But, I mean, it looks like there's steam coming out of the ground. Anyways, I'm going to show this to James later. But the kids and I got into school. I didn't hardly film any of school. And now the kids are going to do their independent reading. These are Penny's choices. And now I'm on the way out the door to go get James from work. And this looks worse to me. I don't know what to think about this. I think we have a water leak, but I don't know. CJ said he thought they had left the hose running over in this area earlier. So James said, just don't worry about it. It's probably what happened. But anyways, James decided that he and I should go to dinner. So we went to Van's Pig Stand for dinner tonight. The kids went to James's dad's with pizzas for dinner. So for James, he has potato salad, baked beans, brisket, chicken, smoked sausage, and Texas toast. And then on my plate, I had coleslaw, baked beans, chicken, and ribs. I was kind of thankful for not having to do the oven barbecue chicken and everything else because I am just wore out tonight, and this dinner was absolutely delicious. Now we're all back home. Penny wants to make these salted caramel brownies, so we're going to go ahead and get these made up, and everybody is going to eat a brownie before bed tonight.
Start the rebuilding of life. The roads that lay open are many. When the old one's gone under the knife, and I can feel the sun on my skin.
Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please give it a thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Leave a comment if you want to chat, and I'll see you guys next time with another new video. Bye.
For a penny, but they've all gone out.